Hello and welcome to Rita's Paper Motif. Today I want to share with you 2 cards and a card holder using my favorite everyday arches. We all like the arches, right? So stick with me so that you can see what those creations are. And before we get started, I want to introduce myself. I'm Rita with Rita's Paper Motif. I love to create card designs, scrapbook pages, and 3D projects and share them with you in hopes that you will create and share your creations with the people that matter to you. Now let me just take a little bit of time to share with you that right now we are towards the end of our biggest campaign of the year. It's called Celebration. And Celebration is great because when you make a purchase of $60 before shipping and handling, there's a whole list of product that you can choose to get for free. And if you make a purchase of $120, there is another list of items that you can pick for free. So nice campaign that rewards you for shopping. And right now they've added some more items to that list of free product, and almost all of these are in the $60 category. So as you can see, there are stamp sets, dies, decor, punches, ribbon, and embellishments. And I did want you to know that this butterfly stamp set is extremely popular. So if you've got, we have some dies that go with that in the mini catalog. So if you've got this stamp set for free, you could always choose to purchase the dies, and then you have a complete bundle. So anyway, I just wanted you to be aware of that. Now you can make those purchases either from our annual catalog or our mini catalog that ends in April, or a combination of the both. Now let's get started with today's card making. So the first card that I wanted to make with you, I think is a very pretty, very attractive card. It's a thank you card, and it's using the dies and another stamp set, another set of dies from another stamp set to create this card. And I'm going to show you, here's the inside. I did emboss, and I'm going to show you how I created this card. So let's get going. So first of all, you're going to need a half a sheet of the Blackberry Bliss. Now this was originally an 8.5 by 11 sheet of Blackberry Bliss cardstock. And what I did is I put it on my trimmer so that the 11-inch side was at the top, and I just scored down the middle at 5.5. Then on my trimmer, I rotated this piece, and our trimmer has both a cutting and a scoring blade. So I just used that scoring blade to score at 4.25, and now I have an A2 size card base. And so I'm going to take my bone folder and just secure that fold. I don't know what I'd do without my bone folder, I can honestly say that. All right, and then what I did is I took the let's see here, we're going to look at those dies, but I wanted to, let's see, I need my cheat sheet. So I took the 5th and 4th largest, let's move this out of the way, 5th and 4th largest dies, and this is what the dies look like. So let's see, there are 10 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be 5. So I took these 2 dies, and I have already done that, but I'm going to show you what I did. I took those 2 dies and I laid them like this so that I have like kind of like a little frame going there. And I did that on this beautiful gold foil. It's from the textured metallic. paper, and I just laid that down like on the foil. Let me show you. So I just laid it down, taped it with my washi tape, or whatever you use to secure your die so that you can run them through your die machine. And when I did that, I ended up with a frame that looks like this. Now, a frame on that Blackberry Bliss is just absolutely gorgeous, I think. And it gives it, it's very elegant looking. And so I thought, well, I don't want to just put this on the plain card base. So I took, and this is a, sorry, I have a fuzzy on it. I don't know what this is. Let's see. I took a 4" by 5 1/4 piece of the Blackberry Bliss, and I ran it through my die. Well, first I put it in embossing folder, in the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. I put it in the folder. I always line it up with that little line there. Let's see here. Easier to do it this way. And then I ran it through. You always want the folded part to go through first. And I ran it through, and I got this amazing, amazing texture here. So I wanted to show you that texture. I hope you can see it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And so then we would layer that panel, or that layer, down on our card, and we're going to go ahead and secure it. And I want the embossed side up and the debossed side down. I usually try to make sure that I don't use too much glue, but in this case we want to use enough glue because of the texture of the paper. We want to definitely make sure it stays on our card. And we want, I'm going to bring this closer to me so that I can make sure it's even. And we want to make sure that we have a margin all the way around. So even though it's Blackberry Bliss on Blackberry Bliss, it just gives it a lot of interest. And so now I know that I'm going to need to glue down that frame. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put it on my silicone mat, because we definitely don't want, when we go to lay this down, too much glue on our frame. And so I have a little canister here that I have a sponge that I use only for gluing, and I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to dab a little glue on that sponge, and I'm just going to dab it on my frame just like this. And that will be enough glue that it will stick the frame down on my card base. And while I'm doing this, I did want to tell you, if you're watching here on Facebook, please consider subscribing or following me. And if you're watching on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of any new content I upload. All right, so then we're going to, I have a bunch of little things that I've cut out, and I cut out of that same gold foil, that metallic textured, and I'm going to show you what a die set that these came from. So let's see here, where is it? This is a free product from the celebration. It's called Heart Shaped. And so the stamp set and the dies come together for your $120 purchase. And so I used these dies. So there's this little silver one right here. And then there is this little like like a little foliage right here. And so I die cut those again out of the foil. And so it gave me these little pieces right here. Now the other thing that I'm going to tell you I went ahead and cut when I was doing all this die cutting is I used the very small frame arch, and I die cut this out of Very Vanilla. And I like how Very Vanilla sits on the Blackberry Bliss. And we're going to dry emboss on that. And so let me go ahead and I'm going to stick these on here because I have the glue out and I have my silicone mat out, so we can just go ahead and get these glued. And then we're going to do some heat embossing. And we're going to do the inside of our card as well. So we have these all out here. I love the green glue for videos because it does give me a little bit of time to maneuver my items. But I will tell you that with the glue, less is more. So it took me a while to get that ingrained, I should say, in my brain, because too much glue gets kind of messy, and you'll definitely know that you made a mistake when you put too much glue. So a little more here. And I like the silicone mat because when you put glue on it like this, or hot glue or liquid glue, or even the Stamp and Seal, it won't stick to it. So I can come back and just rub that glue off, and then my mat is clean. Now you can see I'm having trouble here. Let's see. So we know we have glue on them, right? Okay, one more. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these where we want them. So I want to start at the top, and I'm just going to come over here to the corner by that frame, and I'm just going to go ahead and put one of the little pieces, or I don't know, a sprig, I guess we should call it, down, and then I'm going to stick this other one down. And now I'm going to take, I am going to use my tweezers here to put down these flowers, just because I don't want to get glue all over my hand. And you can put these wherever you want. I just kind of, you know, put them, I just kind of decided where to put them, and then that's where I put them. So I might have a little too many of these, but that's okay. Okay, and how about one more out here? Okay, now we've still got the glue on here, so I'm going to put this to the side because I'm not ready to put those on yet. And I'm not ready to do that. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I am going to have to cut, I thought I'd done that, but I'm going to have to cut a piece of our Very Vanilla here. And we're going to cut that inside to be, I'm going to cut it at 4 by 5 and a 4 by 5.5, sorry. So I'll just measure to the fourth, I mean 5 1/4. Okay, this is going to be our inside piece. Before we finish, I'm going to cut a little bit. My measurement might have been off a little, both ways. Let's see here. I like a little of the border in here. Perfect. Okay. So, Now we can do some embossing. Now I did want to tell you that this machine is going to make some noise, so I hope that you can handle that. Let's see here. So here's my heat gun. I'm just going to get it ready so I don't have to do that later. So let me just plug it in. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to move that over, and we're going to go ahead and stamp 2 pieces. So I did take for the inside, I'm going to show you a couple of stamps I used. This one says, so very much, and this comes from, let's see here. So this comes from the Everyday Artist stamp set, so very much, right here. And I'm also going to use the Spring Corners. This is from the online exclusives. And I'm going to use this little corner stamp set. And then I'm going to use the Thanks again from the Everyday Artist. So let's see, I think I have them both, all 3 here. Okay. I don't usually do this when I'm doing my videos because it is very loud, but I feel kind of like maybe I'll just do it. So we're going to take our, I call it a Score Buddy, but it's just got like talc in it, and what it does is that it prepares your cardstock for the Versamark. So Versamark is very sticky, and when you put your stamp on it, the Versamark is what's going to hold the embossing powder. But when you put your embossing powder on your cardstock, you're going to have embossing powder everywhere, right? Because you're putting it everywhere. But the Versamark is what's going to make it stick. So I'm going to go ahead and put this corner stamp right there. We'll put it to the side. We don't need it anymore. And we're going to do this so very much. Now I know you can't see that stamp. You will once we emboss it, of course. And I'm going to put that, let's see, I need to get just a little closer here. Right, I just want to be straight is the thing. Okay, and we'll just put that on there. And then while we're stamping, let's go ahead and stamp the Thanks. And I'm sorry I'm reaching across. It's just kind of how I'm set up here. Let's see. Okay, and we'll put away our Versamark. Now the Versamark is a very sticky, I laid my embossing buddy on there and now I have embossing powder on it. It's a very sticky ink. It can be refilled, but it's what, again, what makes the embossing powder stick to the item that you want to emboss. So this is gold embossing powder. And I'm just going to put it on my insert here, trying to make sure I get everything where it needs to go. Okay, and then I'm going to flick this off. This is a good time to just double check, make sure we don't have embossing powder where we don't want it, because you can wipe it off now. You could take a paintbrush if you need to, but I think that's good. We'll set that aside, and then we're going to do our little arch here that says thanks. Once you apply the heat to this, you can't get rid of those spots of embossing powder. So you want to check that before. Then I'll just take my scrap paper and load everything back into the bottle so that I haven't wasted anything. And hopefully I don't have any embossing powder all over my surface here. Then I'm going to take those tweezers again. This gun gets very hot. I'm going to turn it on now. I do have to let it warm up for about 30 seconds. So we'll let that happen. And I'll tell you about this heat gun. It has two settings, high and low. And what it does is it melts that embossing powder right onto your cardstock. So you're going to want to kind of just hover over. I just kind of move it around so it doesn't burn the cardstock. If you were, or scorch it, I should say. So if you were to stay in one area and you weren't, maybe didn't see it happening, you could kind of leave a scorch mark. Now you just want to heat it to the point where you see it shiny. So I can already see that it's shiny and sparkly. So that one is finished. And then I'm going to take our insert and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to come across. You can also, heat it from the back if you want. I probably should have used the tweezers here. That gets pretty hot. Okay, it's done. So we're going to turn this off and unplug it so I don't have plugs. Hopefully they weren't in view. It's not a pretty sight. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and put the insert inside here. So let's get our glue out again. All right, let's see. I really like the gold with the Berry Vanilla and the Blackberry Bliss. And you have just a minute with that liquid glue to maneuver your cardstock so that you can get it straight. Sometimes I don't, because I'm trying to be careful with the glue and not let it ooze out. Sometimes I don't. I have to go back sometimes. My adhesive of preference is definitely the Stampin' Seal. But there are times when the liquid glue is a way better choice. Okay. All right, and then we're going to take one of those flowers that we had the adhesive on, and I'm going to put it just right here in the corner. Okay, so the inside is done, and let's go ahead and do the front side. I would like to stick this up under the frame a little bit, so let's go ahead and get our adhesive on here. And that's about where I wanted it. And so my cardstock is just a little bowed because of the heat, but that's okay. And we're going to take another one of those flowers that we had, and we're going to put it right here, or you can put it here, wherever you want. I don't know, I'm gonna put it right here. You could also use a glue dot, or you could use a dimensional with that if you wanted to. So there is our first card that we did. Oh, not quite. I need to decorate it. So I'm using the metallic dots. These are also in our catalog. I think it's pretty even without them, but if you wanted to put them on, you definitely could do that. There's different sizes. There's kind of like the small and medium, and let's see, I'll put one here. So I like to put my embellishments in groups of odd numbers. And then to draw your eye around. So there is that card and the envelope. And with the envelope, I would go ahead and in Blackberry Bliss, and I would do that corner that I did here, I would do on the envelope. All right, let's go on to, let me just put the measurements right here so that you can take a screenshot if you want, but you definitely can go to ritaspapermotif.com and they'll be there on the website. So there we go. Okay, let's move on. Now the next card I want to make with you is still using those arches, and I call that card a ray of sunshine. So here's what it looks like when it's finished, and we'll talk about what you need to make the card. So you're going to need a piece of, I use black. I like to layer mine on black because white, this would get kind of drowned out in the white. And so I'll just layer it on the black. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And this is 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. And then you're going to need, which we have to cut because I didn't cut it. I thought it was already here, but it's okay. You can see me cut. So we're going to cut the card base, which is going to be a little different than the last one we used. We're going to cut this card base at 4 1/4. And this is the 8.5 inch side at the top. And that will give you 2 card bases. And then we're going to score that at 5 1/2. So 5 1/2 right there. And with the scoring blade, which is the lighter one, we're just going to score that. Now I like to use the basic white thick. So I do kind of do that a couple of times. And then I like to just put mine here on the corner. And my, I've dropped this a couple of times so my scoring blade comes out. But it's not a problem when it's not being moved around so much. Okay, so I'm just going to secure that fold. And there we have the half sheet of basic white, which the finished or the front part measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this paper, this designer series paper I did want to tell you is the Bloom's Impressions, and you can see there was quite a lot of it. This is all I have left, but this is free. This comes free in our celebration catalog. So let me just take some out to show you some of the prints here. So very pretty. You can see this is one of them. There's the back. That would be great for a sky. So here's this purple. This is a lot of melon mambo in it, and here's some really bright floral. And here's one of the ones we used. So yeah, that's it. So this is all I have left, but you get a great big package. I believe there are 6 sheets of each design, and so you can make a lot of cards with that. Sorry, I just went to the eye doctor. My eyes are a little dilated, so I'm a little off. Sorry about that. But anyway, so this is the sheet that we're going to layer on here. I did take the dies, and I cut another frame. I used the 5th and 4th die. So let's see. I think it's 4th and 5th right here. So 4th and 5th. Then I just laid it on some Granny Apple Green, and just layered it like this again. Remember, just like the other one. And actually, I got a thicker one, so I used this one because I wanted a thicker layer. So see how thick it is? So I did, actually was not the 5th and the 4th, it was, maybe I have these all mixed up here. Let's see here. Yes, it was the 4th and 4th from the largest to the 6th from the largest. And I just adhered them to my Granny Apple Green and ran them through my die cutting machine. And you come out with a piece like this in a frame. And you're not going to, you can always use that frame, so it's never a waste. And so we'll just put that to the side. So that's gonna go on there. I also cut some strips. This is going to go inside our card. And then we need a, we need a white frame here. So let me go cut that really quickly. I'm sorry, one moment. While I'm cutting this though, I did want to just quickly share again that you can find all of these dimensions and all of the information you need at ritaspapermotif.com. And I think I'm through having to run off on you. Okay, so then we did a white one. And what I wanted to kind of draw your attention to is, if you can see closely, you can see the stitching here on the edge. That's so beautiful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as a frame piece. What I found is when you could do a rainbow with these arches, but what you want to do is you want to have like a base that they lay on, or otherwise you're going to have truly a lot of bulk, or you're going to, you know, they just need a place to rest on. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's put these 2 pieces together now. This paper is, I think, is a little bit directional, because it looks like the green things that seem to be the stalks of the flower are going upward. So I'm just going to go with it. And then we're going to just go ahead and adhere it to our card base. And as you can hear, there's a lot of traffic here today. It's kind of, it's very slushy. It snowed out last night and it's probably going to freeze. I think it's, last I looked, it was 30 something, but it gets down to 20s here, the 20s. Okay, so now we have that done. I also want to go ahead and do this while we're gluing and we have pieces. It's easier just to get for me, it's easier to get the pieces out of the way if I know where they're gonna go. So I'm just gonna layer this. And one end, I'm gonna pay careful attention to it being flush. And I'm gonna put glue on the back. And I'm going to put it on the bottom of my card, and then I know it sticks out, so I'm just going to come in at the end and I'm going to trim up. Now I hope you stick with me. We're going to be doing a treat holder here in just a second. Well, a little more in a second, sorry. Don't want to overpromise here. All right. So let's finish up now. So as you can see, I'm using this arched stamp, which is so cool. I just love them. So it fits on your acrylic block, and this is the acrylic block that you would get in a paper pumpkin or kit. So you could see it's thinner than our normal blocks, but it works just as well. We're going to use our Memento Black. And I'm actually going to take the ink to the stamp because that'll get messy. My Memento Black is so juicy, it's like I get ink all over lately. So let's see here. I am going to wipe off some of this. And while that's kind of setting, I am going to go ahead and glue this frame, put some glue on this frame. I'm trying to be very gentle here so that we don't have any blobs coming out. Okay. We're just going to fit it on our arch, on that basic white arch. Okay, and we're going to take this stamp and we want it to fit in the arch right here. So let's see here. There we go. And then, you know, I kind of thought about this for a while, like what did I want to do? It says you're a ray of sunshine. How did I want to decorate it? So I just figured I would take a piece of the Daffodil Delight, and I used my hole punch. Now I've saved this. These are not available anymore, but I saved this and I just went ahead and cut a circle, and you can see it was out of a scrap of Daffodil Delight. You can see it's not perfectly round. That's okay because I'm going to just, you know, put it right here. So I want to go ahead and do that while the glue is still a little wet. I should have waited a moment here. Okay, so we'll pull that up a little, and I'm just going to stick that sunshine right down there. My glue is still wet, so I'm just going to stick it there. And then we'll put that frame back down, and then again we can come in and clean it up. And then I thought, well, okay, I wanted some rays to come out. And if I'd had a big stamp, I might have done it. If I'd had a die to create a ray, like a sun with the rays going out, I would have used it. I might have even used a sunflower die if it had a big middle, but I didn't. And that's the beauty of crafting, is you use what you have and you work with it, right? And so what I did is I took my Daffodil Delight blends, and so I just, with the thin side, I just kind of made lines going up. So a short, a tall, a short, a tall, a short, a tall, a short. And you can make them as long as you want, of course. And I thought, okay, so we want to let that dry just a few seconds, because they're alcohol markers and they dry quickly. And then I'm going to come back with my Daffodil Darker blend, and I'm just going to just give it a little oomph there. And then I kind of wanted to go where that stitching is. I kind of wanted to give it a little of this darker part. It just gives it that kind of, you know how the sun is kind of hotter in some places. This just, I don't know, I just liked what it did. And so there's my sun and its rays. So your array of sunshine. The other option would be that you could definitely put a flower there. Like if you have a die that has some flowers, you could, you know, put them in there. You could, there's just a variety of things that you could do. This is just what I did. And then I wanted to take some bling, of course. So I'm using the tinsel gems. And that's what I'm going to use to decorate it. Let's go ahead and put this on the card front. I almost forgot about that. I was getting so excited about the bling. And you will see this come through. That's a sign that you have a good alcohol marker. Okay, we're going to put this right here. I want to just try to get it so the margin on the right and left is the same and it's straight on the bottom. Okay. Let's get our gems out now. And so these are lemon lolly, but I'm going to use them anyway. And you can put them anywhere you want. Whoops, that one didn't stick. What did I do with it? My finger has glue on it, that's why. Let's see here. Batting 1,000. Okay. Well, there we go. These were hanging off. I think they've lost. If you get dust on your gems, or these were kind of hanging off of the edge, they will lose their sticky. So you want to keep them on that acetate, and you want to keep them covered. All right. So there we go. There's that ray of sunshine that goes with the envelope there. And I'm telling you that it goes with the envelope. I wanted you to know that, here's the measurements. I wanted you to know that you can get these card kits for free when you make a purchase this week with in my online store. Then I will send you the kit so that you can make all of these cards. Now I can't send you any stamped images, so you will have to do your own sentiment or greeting. but I would send you all the cutouts, and then you can put it together. So cardstock and cutouts is what I would be sending you. So you can get them for free with a purchase any purchase you make in my online store this week. I also want to take, while I'm getting out the next project, I also did want to share with you that I'm going to be doing a birthday shindig, is what I call it. And that's going to be that is going to be from the, sorry, I got tongue-tied. That's going to be from the 19th of February to the 23rd of February. And so, you know, definitely check it out. And let's see here where we are with all of this. The next thing I want to make is a treat holder here. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 1.5 inches by 7 7/8. You're going to score it with the short side facing upward. You're going to score it at 3/8 inch from each side, and then you're going to rotate it, and you're going to score 2 5/8 inch from each side. Okay, and then the designer series paper. This is from that Bloom's Impressions again. A freebie from the celebration. So you're going to take the, let's see which, this is the, I have to count them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th die. And you're going to, nope, I'm sorry, that's wrong. You're going to take this die, which is, this is the 5th. So you're going to take this, and out of the Bloom's Impression comes in a 6x6 pack. And so when you, you know, die cut one of these, then you can turn around and cut another right next to it. So you're not wasting any designer series paper. So let's see here. So you're going to need that, and then also take the smallest die, the smallest arch die, and you're going to cut your sentiment strip. Okay? All right, and so let's go ahead and put this together. So this is a treat, like a little treat box. Just go ahead on all the folds. Use your bone folder to secure those fold lines. And this designer series paper that I'm using right here is the Summer Splash from our In Colors. Now I did make a sample, and on that one I used the Highland Heather. All right, and then we're going to fold on this fold line, and then on this fold line. Okay, and then we're going to be, you know, usually when we have fold lines and we're going to be making a box, we want a miter our corners just because it takes out the bulk, right? But this case, you're just going to fold it over on that 2 5/8 inch fold there, and we're just going to what am I got it backwards? Gosh, I'm scatterbrained today. Okay, we're just going to just cut like at an angle cut, and the same thing on this one. And then we're going to fold on this side and do the very same thing. Now, while I'm doing this, I wanted to give a shout out to Julie D'Amato. This was her idea. I have just kind of taken her idea. It's a great idea, so, and she wants us all to share it, so let's do it. Anyway, so I am going to put a little bit of glue on this middle part right here. And you could use either side, right? Whichever side you want. I'm going to use this very decorative floral one, and you're going to match the bottom of the arch up. You want to get it kind of centered here. The bottom of the arch is going to be flush with that score line. And then just turn it around and do the same thing. Now what I should have done, but again, I don't know why I'm so scatterbrained. I'm glad that you guys are being patient with me. I don't know. Maybe it's the appointment, the weather, I don't know. All right, so what I should have done is I should have already poked my holes, punched my holes up here, because that's what you want to do. So let me just I just want that glue to adhere, and I've been kind of moving it around a bit, so. All right, so there we go with that. I am going to go ahead and punch those holes. So we're going to see if I can fold it and punch them even. So if you didn't have them attached, it'd be easier to get them in the same place. I'm using a crocodile. I've had this for a very long time, but any hole punch would work. All right, now we're going to, our box is going to fit like this, so we're going to go ahead and put some glue right here. And we're going to fold this and make sure it's flush. And we're going to hold it just for a minute. You can go inside and take your bone folder and secure that down, but it takes just a second for that glue to do its thing. And then we're just going to put some more glue on this side and do the same thing. So I'm sure that you are getting the idea of this by now. And again, we'll go in with our bone folder and make sure it's down there. It's easier to do the first one with your bone folder, isn't it? And I want to move it because it's not flush here. Getting it flush with the ends is important so that you're, you know, anytime you do something that has square angles, you want to keep those angles, right? All right, so here we go. Two more. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to bring it closer to me so that I can get that flush. Okay, and then we're going to do this side. I think glue is easier than tear and tape for me to do this, just because I have that ability to manipulate the cardstock a little bit. And you need that forgiveness when you get to this point, because you can't like open this up to see exactly what you're doing. So I'm just going to hold it a second. There we go. Okay, now you can see you have a nice little box. Again, I am going to take my bone folder and go in there and secure those flaps. Okay. And then I am not going to stamp this, but what I am going to do is I'm going to look for some sentiments from this mix and match, greetings for all mix and match packet. And this is also in the mini catalog, so you can see that we have everything basically, right? We have Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, Happy Easter. There's 2 sheets of this one. I've already used a lot of it. There's 2 sheets of this white on black, which I love. And then there's another 2 sheets of this. So you see Happy Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, sorry for your loss, sending hugs. So there are a lot of sentiments on here that you can use for whatever you need to use it for. So I'm looking for something that will go for my little container. Now I'm thinking, what would I use it for? What do I use something like that for? Well, when my groceries are delivered, I like to give the delivery person a little treat. It's not a big thing. Maybe it's a Ghirardelli square, or maybe it's a couple of Hershey Kisses, or maybe it's a Reese's peanut butter cup. Just a little something to say thank you for what you do for me. And so that's what I'm looking for. So I don't want something that is, well, how about thanks? That would be great. I'll just give it to my delivery person. And so I'm just gonna punch that out. And I just keep them in this pack so that I don't lose them. But, let's see, we'll just put them back. And I'm just going to, now this, on this container, I had the sentiment strip going this way, but it can also go this way. So on this one, I'm going to put it the opposite way. And I'm going to go ahead and get my glue on there. And I really like that font. Okay, and then on this one I used the white grass grain ribbon, but it feels kind of heavy, and it was a little harder to do a bow. So if I were going to do this one again, or I would not use this white ribbon on a project like this, even though it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. So for this box, this is the Shy Shamrock, but I am going to use this ribbon, which is not Shy Shamrock, but I think it's okay. And let's see what color. This is spruce, I think. Shaded spruce. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this through the hole that we've punched. While I'm fumbling for this, let me distract you from watching me fumble and again remind you of the week-long birthday shindig that's going to start on the 19th. So that'll be 5 days of birthday cards, boxes, bags, the whole thing. And we'll be using all kinds of product. It will be recorded video here on Facebook and YouTube, and also on my blog. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that bow now. I do kind of like to do just a little bit of a not a knot, but just to kind of secure it, and then go ahead and do those bows. Oh, let's try this again. You know, you think it's easy to draw do a bow. I mean, most of us can tie our shoes, right? But it's a little different on video. I'm just saying. Okay. Then you can zhuzh up your bow here. Well, this bow is not my best bow. I think it's because I don't want to, there we go. I didn't want to pull it too tight. Okay, so I would fiddle with it till I got my bow right. I'm just saying, but there you go. All right, so nice treat boxes, I think, and I'm going to go ahead and put the measurements right here so that you can take a screenshot if you want. And I want to stop and thank all of you for visiting me today and just being so kind and considerate. So let's go ahead and bring everything in here. So we made this today, we made this today, and we made this today. So I'll have all the measurements and all the things that you need up on the blog. You can definitely go and check it out. And before we leave, I just wanted to, again, thank you for visiting me today. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next, on the 19th, we'll see you for the beginning of our birthday shindig. So until then, have a great weekend. Bye now.